give some hot takes because these folks don't know me.
Let's get the photo cards in the background to show my eligibility.
So guys, this is my sister. I already kind of introduced you, Ryan.
Wait. I gotta fix my earphones. I gotta hear the introduction of mine.
So today we're going to be going over top K-pop vocalists. I already gave my sort of background, like proximity to the topic, outside of just being a K-pop fan, having my singing experience, but you were in band.
I mean, I am in band. I know how to read music. I know a lot about musical composition and what goes into creating a good song structure. I got into K-pop because of the music. That's one of the main things that I look at when standing a group. My first pick, I'm just gonna pick Suji from EXID. I'm gonna put her in the best because she initially was not going to be an idol. She was a vocal coach, but the talent is there.
Chu, easily. Like, I know you're definitely the Orbit. Oh, this picture's so long.
Personally, even though I'm in Orbit, I would put Chu in the best by way of the context of fourth gen K-pop, because fourth gen K-pop is more so performance based and not really vocals. Every time a group sings, I'm like, where are the vocals? But like BBC had really short training periods for each of the girls. So Chu is a very natural born singer, and I feel like her lack of training leads to her confidence a lot of times bringing her almost too far. And I feel like her technique needs to be a bit more refined, especially moving forward now that BBC has like the financial backing to do so.
I'm going to put Chu in awesome because I was actually going to make the same point. I think Chu, for raw talent, it's beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. I want to highlight the fact that I feel like her voice has power behind it. It has roughness. Like, her belts are strong. It's just really refreshing. I think a lot of times when we hear like the high notes in K-pop, it's like and then it sounds like low-key screaming.
I will pick out Wendy from Red Velvet. And Avi, I will put her in the best. We both don't like her for obvious reasons, but her as a vocalist carries Red Velvet. My thing for the best, you have to have the range, consistency, and just the sheer talent that carries your group. For me.
Okay, I do want to highlight Minnie from G-Idol because I think that her voice it's low. The Chinese member from G-Idol, her voice is low, it's rough, it's refreshing. It has a really nice sound and texture to it. I think Minnie is great, even though sometimes with her live vocals are really sometimes inconsistent. I don't want to say really inconsistent. It's just sometimes she'll be like, I'm going to hit this note. Other times she'll be like, I'm going to let the backing track /MR cover this corner. And
that's through confidence.
Like, some days you feel good, sometimes you don't, but also, yes, it is confidence. And for G-Idol being, I don't know, like maybe a 3-year-old group. So I still like her voice. I think she just needs more confidence. And of course, that's easier said than done. I don't know how much they focus on training. It is Cube though. They can be kind of sketchy, but I think she's pretty solid. So
I think I'd put her in good.
I'm gonna put her in good. Yeah.
It's not like her voice distinctly carries the group, but at the same time, it's a very focal part of certain songs. On the note of Minnie, and people like either, because some companies do overextend their members. And on that note, let's talk about Rosé. My thing with Rosé is we all know her natural voice is not the Blackpink style that she does.
But if you listen to like when they just debuted versus how she sounds now, I think she's found a balance in between like what they're trying to get her to sound like and then what she actually sounds like. So I think that she's balanced it a bit. She wins in the department for like a unique sound. Like when Rosé's voice comes on, if you lined up every K-pop main vocal, when she sings, oh, you know that's Rose, you can have your eyes closed, back turned, it's like, you know that's her. And I think that she gained some points for having a unique voice is identifiable, because sometimes that's my thing with K-pop, sounds and people's voices, because you want to make a cohesive sound within your group, have a distinct sound, and then be marketable. You don't really want too many members just sticking out like a sore thumb, because you want to come together as a collective. So I think with the fact that Blackpink sort of highlights the individual, that lets Rosé sort of shine in being the main vocalist. So we're gonna move on to the male vocalist, and then once we get a couple down, we may go back to female. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my boy Jungho. Woo, baby.
This man's the best. Like, there's no need to even like compromise.
Period.
On that. You just look at that mama
this man,
stage.
The only thing that I may hold against him is his singing face, and that is it, because people keep coming for my man saying that he's screaming. No, it's the performance. People keep coming for my man saying he's screaming, but it's the fact that when you have notes coming out like that, is at he is mixed, he's like in his male falsetto, that is the top of your, like, you gotta have like
top of your mouth, back of your throat.
But I think someone should work with him, because sometimes he comes in like and he's trying to show
we've already talked about
he's trying to show emphasis, and I understand that, but sometimes he looks a little intense. Sometimes he looks a little intense, but I appreciate it. This man has range, but also Jungho gets extra points in my mind because this man sings live every freaking time. He's like, MR, backing track, bitch, I don't need that shit. He is live every time. I love this man. And he isn't the only main vocalist that I need to, like, personally tip my boy Taeil. We all know Taeil, the G, holding NCT on his shoulder. Well, there are other good vocalists. Needs more screen time, needs more love. Someone just needs, like, to be every day. Taeil, you're a king, and we appreciate you. Taeil is the epitome of what I see as an SM vocalist. He has an R&B sound. He's a very soulful voice. This man can do runs, which we barely ever see outside of SM in the K-pop industry. SM vocalists always can do runs. Yeah.
Just talk about Chinese Junghyun. I'm going to put him in the best.
That's just, we don't even need to, like, discuss this.
We don't need to discuss that. Oh,
the epitome of, like, if I could think of whoever's the Michael Jackson of Korea, it would be this man.
For sure.
Because performance, this is where we've talked about this before, where it's like there's a difference between singing a song and performing. And I'll give it to, like, most of the people on here, sometimes, not even gonna lie, they're singing a song and they're singing it beautifully, but it's like on these rare occasions where they're performing and they're putting their heart into it.
He's giving me a story.
Every time. Every time.
He's giving me a movie on that stage.
Period. Every time this man is on stage, he's like, I'm bearing my soul to you.
And I'm crying, I'm singing, I'm
every time.
Everything.
But speaking of versatility and people who have range, I think we gotta, of course, throw out our boy, good old boy, Jungkook. Jungkook overall, I've said this before, I think that his voice is something within the realm of K-pop that is refreshing because it has a very Western sound. It has a very Western pop music sort of sultriness, and it's versatile. But Jungkook is someone who I think, especially with him doing more collabs, with Western artists, it works. Like, he has the sound that fits in of what I think pop, whatever the pop music sound is, he has that. And I'm not saying he has the most incredible range in the world and blah, 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 but My Time, Still With You,
that song's so good.
Baby, those are two songs that show off his range and his versatility and his musicality. His voice sounds like what aesthetic is. If I could just make aesthetic into a sound, it would be this man's voice. So I'm not saying that I don't think that Jungkook's voice is like, is revolutionary to K-pop. He's not like a Junghyun, but I think his voice works. He's an artist and he's marketable. So I'm going to put him in a solid awesome. I don't know how you feel about this singer.
Do it.
I feel like you don't know Hui from Pentagon.
I don't know him too well. I haven't gotten into, I mean, other than the K-Vills charts, I feel like Hui's vocals at this point are really like the binding glue of Pentagon at this point. I know people like E Don Lep, so nobody cares about Pentagon.
No, this man has soul. He has, when we talk about runs, oh baby, he has
the type of vocalist. He just breathes.
Yes, he breathes and it's like musical. I feel like this man is so underrated. This man can write. He has a beautiful instrument and he knows how to use it.
I think
his range is insane.
Write their own music. I think that groups that write their own music have a totally different breed. Can we talk about Kikan from, did I say that right? From Monsta X?
Oh, there we go. The video, bro, where he was
my God, he was on like the freaking mousetrap with them notes.
I don't even know what that means. I'm going to put this man at the same place I put him at Hui.
Any like title track they have, I know it'll be like rap heavy, but at the but whenever they do that bridge and they get into the chorus, it's magic.
We need to throw out the big one. Well, of course, this man, Colors Messiah, has talent.
He has it all.
He has it all.
He's SM's like
the pinnacle of like third generation vocals. The El Dorado, where they do the lights. The fact that he also does that live,
I'm alive, but I'm
9 out of 10 times is incredible. I don't even care. Let's do the right thing. We're jumping, it's popping.
No, it's like we jump in, we pop in, it's dropping.
It's ugly. It's ugly. That's what it is. Mark's rap. Okay, we're getting distracted. But Mark's rap is save that song. You think you're 8.8?
Why did they put in his supercar rap from the trailer?
I love
riddle me that. Riddle me that.
But obviously, best. I don't think there's anything.
We don't need to talk about it.
We don't need to.
I don't even like that song.
Let's cover some of the big ones. So obviously we need to do Jihyo from Twice. I think Jihyo, I never finished the Twice reality show, even though I really, really need to. Because I would like to get to know Twice more as a group. My girl Momo, beautiful, amazing. Mina, I love all the Japanese members. Like Sana is adorable. Okay, we're talking about Jihyo. We have to appreciate the range, the like that's impressive. She has range. We know this.
Let's talk about live, Mykal. Let's talk about live.
That's why I have to put her here.
Where are they?
Obviously, Twice is a great group. Their vocals are wonderful, but they're really inconsistent. And that is like Ice Cream by Twice is a beautiful song. I love that song. But their live vocals were underwhelming.
I got something to say.
People could come for me, but I thought they were very underwhelming. And that song is not hard. They were sitting down while they were singing it. We gotta get in Taeyeon.
Put her over.
There we go.
With you and these long photos.
I also need to highlight though, Korean, just the language has a lot of ease, very tight vowel sounds versus when we sing in Western music or whatever.
English.
I say Western because Spanish is as well. Like, America isn't just
their romance languages, so it has a totally different
what I'm saying in certain languages, Spanish, English, you can get away with changing some vowels to have like an O shape, a longer sound, which makes it easier to get out music, which makes it easier to get out these sounds. But when we're listening to K-pop, and that's why I wanted to put Jihyo maybe at a great, it's because when Can't Stop Me, the E game on a good like these are vowel sounds that they're singing very high and it's closed. It's
I was about to say.
Okay, we're going to have to end it there. But thank you, Ryan, for joining our episode of the KCC podcast, episode 2. We placed a lot of people very, very fast. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. watching. Ryan, thank you for joining us. You got anything you want to say to the people before we close?
Follow me on the gram at that's a Ryan. Always keeping it real. Yeah, I mean, you know who I am.
They don't. No, they don't. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye, guys.